All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shir David Baruch Hashem. Beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael. Every day is so beautiful here. I thank Hashem every day that we have to spend time here in Eretz Yisrael. Live over here, it's so special. Thank you, Hashem. And yesterday we had the good news that a little Rachanimo that we were davening for. Now he had his bris, Baruch Hashem, Yonis and Meir. Yonis and Meir ben David Mechael HaKoyen. He should Kishem Shniskel at this Torah came to Konis the Torah Chubin Masam Torah. Mitzvah Hashem. Okay, Baruch Hashem. It's so good to hear that. Wow, Baruch Hashem. Should be simcha by all Klal Yisrael. Okay, we're learning in Likutey Halachos, Baruch Hashem, Hilchos Birchas HaPeiros. We're learning the laws of the blessings on Peiros and fruits and the beauty of behind what fruit really represents, and how kind HaKadosh Baruch Hu says every year He has fruit comes again, and how every year HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us other new opportunities to constantly elevate, constantly redeem souls and sparks, that things are things that we have lost, and we learn we can't do it all in one time. It takes time. It takes time. You can't do everything at once. You can't learn everything at once. You can't fix everything at once. Everything takes time. In this week's parsha it says when we come to Eretz Yisrael, you have to do it slowly. Don't do it, because if not, there's going to be a lot of chaya rois will come around.
Chaya rois?
Bad wild animals will come. That's what the Torah says. It's pasuk in Mishpatim, the end of the parsha. So it's unbelievable to understand. You think everything takes time. Everything takes time. Okay, now that was Yud. Now we're going to go today. Today we're up to Halacha Hey 5, and we're up to Yud Aleph 11. Okay, so now we're going to go. We learned the idea of what do you call it? Yitzias Mitzrayim. We learned the idea of Kriyas Yamsuf. We learned the idea of getting Kabbalah Satorah, right, and what that meant, the Shtei Halechem. Okay, now we're going to take it. Here we go. V'zeh bechinas Sfiras Omer. Now we're going to learn about Sfiras Omer. Sfiras Omer is what the counting that got us from the 49th level of impurity to the 49th level of Kedusha, right? And on Shavuos Day, we reached the 50th level. That's amazing, right? So this is what Sfira is all about. Ki'ikar mitzvah Sfira hu lahachin atzmeinu lekabolas haTorah b'shvuas ayidei Moshe Rabbeinu. The main point of the Sfira is, what are we doing during Sfira? We're making the different tikkunim, like we learn every year, Baruch Hashem, from the Sefer Sfatim Lachem, from Rav Daniel Frisch, Baruch Hashem. We see the beauty in each day. We see the beauty in each day as Sfira, and what each day represents, and what different tikkun hamidas we can make on that day, right? So the whole point is, why are we doing all of that? To get the shuas, to be able to be makabel the Torah properly, the way we're supposed to with Moshe Rabbeinu. And this happens every year. The same way the fruit grows every year, and the same way we have the opportunity to that the fruit starts on Tu B'Shvat, and then you start to see when it comes to the time of Chodesh Nisan, which is Chodesh HaAviv, right? The springtime, you start to see the flowering, and then when it comes time to Shavuos, it comes time to the Zman HaKetzira. You can start to cut it. You can start to prune it, you get it ready, and then when it comes to Sukkot, is the Zman HaSifa, is the time you can bring everything in, right? So every year we do that again. Every year we start the seeding process again, right after Sukkot, and we start the thing again, and we said that whole process is like the Ibur, right? It's like the gestation period of time of the seed in the ground, and then it starts to come to fruition when it comes to when it comes to Chodesh Aviv. You see the flowering of the fruit. You see the fruit starting to comes from it, right? You got it? Okay. Now, v'zeh nasa b'chol davar da ayidei Tzaddik emes shu bechinas Moshe sheikra atikun shel kol echad ve'echad hu al yodai. The main idea of the tikkun for each person is through the tzaddikim. Why? Because we said the tzaddikim are the masters, and they're the ones that know how to find things. They know how to find all of these souls. They understand, they appreciate what souls are. So that's why we go to tzaddikim, right? Because they can guide us and to help us to recognize what we need to find. Misha writes Halachos alatzmai tzarich lishtadel b'kol koicha liskarav eila bemes. And it's someone that cares for himself. He wants to have pity on himself. Someone wants to have pity on himself. Make sure you come close to tzaddikim, because they're the ones that'll help you. You hear this? See the words again? Let's read it one more time. Umisha writes Halachos alatzmai. And it's someone that wants to take pity on himself. On himself, not someone else, yourself. Want to take pity on yourself? Tzarech lishtadel b'kol koichai. You have to make it, put your effort in with all your might, with all your koyach. Liskarev eila be'emes. Ki shamati mimenu zechreinu levracha. Because Rabbi Nosson saying here, I heard this from Rabbi Nachman many times, and he writes it in Chaim Freud. Achas shama ha'Torah kores Yeshua. And after he said the lesson kores Yeshua, which is lesson 6 in Likutey Moharan. Chaim is learning lesson 5 now. Next lesson he's going to be learning his 6. Okay, every Tuesday he learns Likutey Moharan, right?
The kavanah here is Rabbi Nachman.
It was that? Yeah. Rabbi Nosson saying to come to Rabbi Nachman, of course. Yeah. Well, come on, that he's a little biased, right? Right? With your, okay. Sha'anu Aiskim by that we are being Isaac in Shebechol Mokim Sheyesh Rav Amiti v'Talmud Hu Bechinas Moshe v'Yeshua v'Oyel Mayit. Every time you have a Rebbe and a student, the Rebbe is like Moshe Rabbeinu, right? All teachers are like Moshe Rabbeinu, right? We said that all. Okay, and then all students are like Yeshua. He was the ultimate student. Moshe Rabbeinu was the ultimate Rebbe. Yeshua is the ultimate student. And the meeting tent, the Oyel Moed, was the meeting place. That was the meeting place. What's the oil? How do you say the Oyel Moed? The courtyard, the courtyard of the Mishkan, right? The Oyel Moed, right?
Yeah.
Is there a better way to say it?
Tabernacle. They call it. Yeah.
No, but the Oyel Moed is the courtyard, right? Okay. Sheheim bechinas nekuda al yoina shela aleph u'nekuda tachtaina. Okay, so then we're going to go back to the aleph now, right? So the aleph is a letter that there's a diagonal line, right? What's an aleph? A diagonal line. And then you have a yud on the top pointing upward, and then on the bottom of it you have another yud pointing downward, and hence you have an aleph, right? Very simple, right? An aleph. There's a vav, right? It's like a vav, right? And then you have a yud up on the yud on the bottom. So the upper yud is like Moshe Rabbeinu, the lower yud is the student, and the vav is going to be the Oyel Moed.
What's an Oyel Moed?
The courtyard of the Mishkan.
Okay.
We spoke about it 4 times, Mordechai. Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay, Nekuda Tachtaina. Okay, Va'avavu b'taycha aleph, Sayidei zeh nasa Adam, and through this you make Adam. Again, you need the aleph. We said this dam, right? Dam, blood, dam. Dalit mem is dam, right? And then if you take the aleph, if you have the Rebbe, you have the meeting place, and you have the student, right? And you have this idea of learning from the student. The Rebbe is learning, teaching the student. The student is learning with the Rebbe. That person becomes an Adam. He goes from blood to become an Adam, a man, a person, a human being. Ayin Shameiti B'Torah. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, we can learn about that in lesson 6 in the Likutey Moharan. But again, this lesson is basically still drawing on 88 in the second book, but this point here that he's bringing now is from lesson 6 in the first part of the Likutey Moharan. Okay, just so you understand where we're okay. Shal yedei ademima v'ashtika nasa b'chinas nekuda hatachtoina b'chinas v'aretz hadam raglei. Oh, how do you like that? Okay. So he says now, when a person hears bizyonis, when he hears his being embarrassed, right? Like a person says, I'm going to go to Uman for Rosh Hashanah. What are you going to Uman for Rosh Hashanah? You're crazy. What are you doing? Ed? You drank the Kool-Aid, or all those things they tell you, right? All that stuff. That's hearing the bizyonis. That's hearing the embarrassment. And I keep quiet. I don't say nothing. Let them talk. Let them talk. As he brings the idea that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Va'oretz hadam raglai. As it's brought down, that again, it's nothing physical, but the world, where did Rav Nosson get this idea? Where did Rabbi Nachman get this idea from? Hadam raglai. Right? The world is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's footstool. Down here, the lower world. Hadaim, the word hadaim is also quiet. Right? From the word to be quiet. That's the idea of keter, up on top, high, right? Like we said that there's a baki barotzi, baki b'shav. Same idea. The rotzoi is considered the keter. Shezoichen ha'idea demima v'ashtika v'avav b'soicha aleph hu ha'rakia. The vav in between the aleph is like the rakia. Notice we learned the idea with kadosh, right? With the same idea. And it was with birchas kriyash, birchas hamazon, right? You had the idea kadosh. You have the upper world, the lower world, and then you have the what do you call it? The connector. So here we have it. We're learning the same idea. Here you have the aleph is the upper world, the lower world, and the vav is the connector.
Yud. Yeah, aleph, yeah.
The upper yud, the lower, and the vav is the connector. So b'tayich aleph hu harakia. The vav, he says the vav b'tayich aleph hu harakia. Shemayim eish umayim. What is shemayim? Shemayim is a hybrid word. It's eish and mayim together make shemayim. Shemayim. The word shemayim has in it two words: eish and mayim. Shemayim. Bebechinas habusha shenishtane ponav lekama gevonim. The same way a person's face turns many colors when he's being made fun of, right? Here you tell your wife, "I'm going to go to Uman for Rosh Hashanah," and then she starts giving it to you, right? And you sit there and your face starts to turn. That's good, okay. Hear the babushas, okay. But be quiet. Nasa Adam. And that's how you become Adam. That's how you become a person. In other words, you have to suffer the embarrassment in order to be able to come close to the Tzaddik. Believe me, everyone that goes to him and has to deal with this. I'm telling you. Anyone that wants to come close to a Tzaddik, that wants to go to Rebbe, there's always someone in the family, friends, business, acquaintances, or the person himself.
The whole country, the whole media, everywhere. Listen, look at this crazy people, going to Uman.
Okay, good, okay.
The whole world's away.
No, that there was
crazy crowd.
In the Jerusalem Post, there was a woman who wrote this article after it one year.
Yeah.
And everything, the government's paying for them.
Yeah.
They're finding their prostitutes there. They're
Oh
arguing
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Chas v'sholem, chas v'sholem. Ay, chas v'sholem. That's lie. That's just.
I know.
Nasa Adam bechinas aleph doim. Be quiet. Aleph is the idea of doim, right? Aleph doim. Okay, that becomes Adam, right? We said aleph doim becomes Adam. Okay. Sha'oz nasa yichud bein chama u'lelevana v'shemesh shemeya lelevana. And then you make a connection. You make a unification between the sun and the moon. The Rebbe is considered the sun. He teaches. The student is considered the moon because the moon accepts the light of the sun. Correct? You understand the connection? The sun is giving light. The moon is accepting the light. Got it? What? Moshe v'Yeshua. There you go. Meir lalavana, the moon, the sun illuminates the moon. V'nasa yichud ben Moshe v'Yeshua, and that makes the connection, the unification between Moshe and Yeshua. Ki Moshe bechinas nekuda al yoina, v'Yeshua bechinas nekuda tachtoina, v'avov b'shebesoich ha'alef hu bechinas oil. Okay, so again, the same idea, the same concept in a different way. There's the upper world, the lower world. There's the connector that connects the worlds. You have the sun and the moon. The sun is radiating the light. The moon is absorbing the light. The Rebbe is the one that's teaching. The student is absorbing the material. Same idea. That's like Moshe Rabbeinu being the top of the Aleph, the Yud on the top of the Aleph, Yeshua being the lower Yud, and the place that they meet, the Oyel Mayed, the courtyard of the Beis Hamikdash, of the Mishkan. That's the meeting place. That's the Vav. Okay, where they learn. Yeshua ben Nun nar lo yomush mitoich ha'oyel. How do you like that? The Torah says in Shemais Lamed Gimel Yud Aleph in chapter 33, pasuk 11, verse 11. Yeshua ben Nun nar. Yeshua ben Nun was a nar, a lad. I guess he could write a nar as a lad. Lo yomush mitoich ha'oyel. He never left Moshe's tent. He never left. The Torah states that. The Torah states that Yeshua never left Moshe Rabbeinu. He stayed by his oil. He was by his tent. Wherever Moshe went, Yeshua followed him. He stayed, he was his faithful student. Ayin Sham calls the hate. If you want to understand more, I'm doing the best to explain to you lesson 6. And again, Rav Chaim will teach us lesson 6 in the next 2 weeks. He'll start lesson 6 about. Okay? And again, it's an amazing lesson to understand this concept of Adam. What is Adam? The person has to accept the bizyonis, the embarrassment, and he has to be quiet. He has to be quiet. That's the key. We all know this idea. We know this idea when someone is embarrassed. Reb Shlomo had a video like that. He put out a video. Did you see that? Reb Shlomo Katz put out a video. One time he was on stage. Did you see he put out a video?
Oh, yeah, he talked about it.
He went on stage, and he was singing, and then the people were all booing him.
Right, he said that,
Throwing things at him. I couldn't believe that happened to him, but it's his. Did you see his video?
The current video?
I think he's
It was a video. Yeah, he talked about it on the video. He said, I saw that. No, it was amazing. It was amazing. But he didn't say anything. So as soon as he went back there, someone saw it. He said, give me a bracha. Because again, if you suffer embarrassment, I can only imagine how he felt. He's such a tamimistic person. And the next thing you know, there's people throwing.
So that's one of Hashem's tests for us, then.
Yeah, it's a test, exactly. But he was quiet. That's the thing. You have to be quiet. We all have an ego, and the ego says, "No, give him back. Give him back." Right? That's the natural thing. But we're learning. No, we don't do that. Accept it. And therefore, you have to accept a lot of embarrassment in shvichas. And why shvichas damim? Shvichas damim is when a person's face turns colors. Chazal tell us that when a person's face, that's like spilling blood. That's like spilling blood. Amazing, right? It's actually like shvichas damim. Unbelievable. Harbe shemekavim leTzaddik emes. Va'afilu achas shemeskavim tzrichim b'chol pam lizbol shvichas damim harbe miyayin. Even after you come close to him, you still have to accept a lot. A lot of people are going to there's always going to be opposition on the other side. You got that? I'm Sasha, you see that? We were just talking about that yesterday, right? Is this not timely? Come on. Okay. All this is very good for the person. This is very good. Well, Rabbi, what are you talking about here? This is good. I get embarrassed, and that's good. Yeah, it's very good. Why? Because that's your main tshuva. That's your main return to Hashem. Hearing the embarrassment. And I don't say anything. That's tshuva.
I think in the Muslim movement, they purposely made themselves embarrassed.
Yeah.
They say, go to a hardware store and ask to buy a half a kilo of chopped meat.
Right, okay.
They did that. They told the students to do that.
So they would get embarrassed. You idiot, what do you, they don't sell chopped meat in a hardware store, you gotta go to the butcher shop. And he goes into the butcher shop and he says, I need a screw. And then, give me a pliers. And then, you gotta go to hardware. Shalom, it's the same, it's all the same Torah, it's the same thing. It's just different ways. You're putting it there, we're all trying to get to the truth, to the emes. It's the same thing. But the main thing is to stand on his ground. Stand your ground and don't get yourself distant from what you're trying to accomplish. In other words, don't get angry at Hashem. Don't get angry at the Tzaddik. Understand, this is happening to you for your own good. It's hard to understand that, right? You understand? You get the embarrassment is happening to us for our own good, not to complain. This is all one thing, one idea. He's going to explain. Through a person hearing his embarrassment, and he feels that he feels that embarrassment in his face. He feels it. He sees the person looking. He feels that. Through that itself, that is the tshuva, and that's how a person can become a person. In other words, it's so counterintuitive. You would think a person becomes a person when I stand up for myself, right? It's counterintuitive. You would think if I stand up for myself, then I'm a man. Otherwise, I'm a wimp. That's what they would tell you, right? What does the world tell you?
Well, that's a big lie.
I understand.
Stand up for yourself. No, but I'm saying everyone's...
Wait. Okay, we'll learn. I'm trying to explain it, okay? Yeah. It's counterintuitive. Yeah. That's what we're trying to discuss over here. Because really, a person would think you have to stand up for yourself. No, don't stand up for yourself. Just keep quiet. And in the long run, you're going to win. The guy thinks...
That is standing up for yourself.
That's standing up. There you go. Bidiyuk, right. He said, that is standing up. You don't say anything, you're standing up for yourself. Okay, Shezeu gam kein bechinas hiskarvis letzaddik shu bechinas Moshe shu bechinas likud al yoyin. That's how you get close to the tzaddikim. That's how you get close to Hashem. That's how you get close to the Torah, which is connected to the top, the yud of the aleph. That's how you get on top. You get higher. So you come closer to the yud on top, and you're the one that's becoming closer. So you're the yud on the bottom, coming close to the upper yud of the aleph. Right? The aleph is two yuds. Remember, we have the yud on the top pointing upward. Then we have the yud on the bottom pointing downward. Right? And then we have the vav in the middle. Right? So when you're hearing the embarrassment, because you want to get closer to the tzaddik, because you're getting closer to Hashem, right? Could you imagine a guy never kept Shabbos, right? And he has all his friends, and all of his acquaintances and everything else, and now he tells his friends, I'm not coming to the parties anymore Friday night, and I'm not going to be going out with you to the beach on Shabbos morning, and we're not going to the movies. Could you imagine how embarrassment that guy's going to have?
Thursday night. Thursday night.
You what?
Let's say Thursday night party.
No.
It's even harder. Friday night, okay. I mean, I have a good justification. But Thursday night, everybody's kosher.
Everyone's what?
Everybody's like kosher people. They go whatever. Everybody is like shomer. No, the Friday night we could be like, okay.
No. I'm just saying, in whatever group. So if the guy was going out on Thursday, now I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
I want to get up in the morning. I want to go daven in the morning to minyan. I don't want to daven at the 10 o'clock minyan anymore.
Right.
I don't want to go to the 11:30 in morning minyan. I want to daven at the Nate's minyan. So everyone's going to make fun of him. Oh, Mr. The Tzaddik here. He's the Tzaddik.
Mr. Tzaddik.
Mr. Tzaddik, right? Mr. Tzaddik. Huh? We know who you are. What are you talking about? We know what you did yesterday and the day before. Come on, all the other year. Come on. Right? So all of that's what we're talking about.
This also applies.
A guy tells his wife, I want to go to Rebbe Nachman. Come on. You know, I know who you are. Come on. I know who you are. You know who you are. What are you talking about?
I know that she will say.
Yeah, I know, right, all of that. So then you feel that embarrassment in the face, and then when you don't say anything, that's how you get close to the tzaddik. That's how it works. Believe me, this is how it works, mamish. Anyone that tries to get closer to Hashem in any way, they always have to endure some kind of embarrassment. There's something to do with it, right? Right, David, do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I can't remember if I just don't, I probably did, but I just don't remember. It's been a while. I can't remember suffering and embarrassment.
You didn't have any employees or any workers or anyone in your life, no one that could care less what you did on your own time?
Behind my back a little bit, you know.
Okay.
I'm aware of that a little bit. You know.
Okay. Whatever it was, but you didn't say anything. You let it go.
Nothing to say. You know.
It's also true if your spouse provokes you in some way
Yeah.
to be silent.
Okay, fine. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, because then you're not getting into a fight. You're saving all that energy from.
You can't get this. You can't get close to the tzaddik. Right? They used to make fun of your shuva also. What? Look at this. Listen, Mr. Goody Two Shoes here. He stays by the teacher all the time. He always stays by the teacher, right?
He sits in the front of the room.
He sits right by the rabbi. He doesn't leave him. That's the main tshuva. Because again, how are you going to ever do tshuva if you don't have a teacher? You need to have a teacher, right? You need to have a teacher in order to have the teacher, the Rebbe, to teach the person. So that's how he can come make tshuva. So you're going to have the bizyonis in order to take you, the opposition, to take you away from that. That's a sitrach. It doesn't want you to come closer to the rabbi. So that way you can get closer to Hashem. So therefore you're going to have the bizyonis. But now if you learn what's going to happen and you're prepared for it, so then, you know, at least you know what to do. Right? If you don't know, and you think everyone's making fun of me, you think you throw the towel in. Okay, so this is ridiculous, right? The guy's thinking of keeping Shabbos, and then all his friends are driving him crazy, right? All his friends, his girlfriend and all the other friends, they're all driving him crazy, right? But he and if he doesn't know, so he says, "Oh, the heck, all right, I'll stay with what I'm doing."
I was thinking about the story where the guy went under the bed of his Rebbe who was sleeping with his wife.
Yeah, in the Gemara, right?
Yeah. You want to know how to do whatever you do.
The person can merit to become an Adam, but the main thing is that the upper Nakuda, the upper Yud, has to illuminate the lower Yud. The same way we said that the Rebbe is like the sun, illuminates the moon absorbs the light of the sun. The Rebbe has to be the one giving over the thing, and the student has to absorb it. Shayidei havav, right? Shebesoicha aleph, hu bechina shvichas damim bezyoynei shesoivim. And that vav in between, that's separating. See, now we're looking at a different way. We said that the vav is like the oyel mayid, right? It's like the courtyard, right? But the vav also can be that separating the two. That's the opposition that you have in between, separating the yud from the yud, that they're not together. There's that vav in the between. שזה בעצמי בחינס אורס הצדיק שהוא הרב, שהוא בחינס נקודה עליונה שמאיר בתלמוד והוא בחינס נקודה תחתונה. נמצא שכל בחינה אחת, it's all one idea. The idea that the tzaddik teaches the student in the oyel moyed, and because he's doing that, the vav is going to be the opposition. It's one idea. The vav, that vav in between. That line in between is going to be the opposition that's going to try to separate the two. Try to separate the student from the Rebbe. That's the embarrassment. It's one thing. You see, it's one thing. Because the Rebbe is radiating the teaching and the student is absorbing it. Right? And they're doing that in their place, which is the Oyel Mayed, which is the Vav. Okay? It's also the Vav is this idea that there's going to be the opposition that's going to come, and it's going to try to embarrass the person to separate that connection between the Rebbe and the student. Okay? Because a person cannot come to tshuva. Right? Why are we learning this whole thing? We're learning this whole idea because the tshuva is this idea of sphira, right? Sphira is tshuva, right? This week we're in the last week of Shovavim. The last week of Shovavim is also the weeks of Shovavim of tshuva, right? This week we have Shabbos. This week Shabbos is Shabbos Shkolim also. You know that? You know that? This week, guys. Right? We have the four parshias before Pesach, right? We have Shkolim, then we have Parshas Zochar, right? Then we have Parshas Parah, and then we have Parshas Chodesh, right? That's the order that we have. This week's Parshas Shkolim. Kiyem al yedei tzaddik ha'emes shu bechinas Moshe shu baki ba'halacha. Moshe Rabbeinu is the baki ba'halacha. Of course, he knows the halacha really well. What halacha is that? Barotzi braki b'shav. Moshe Rabbeinu knows how to get close to Hashem, and he knows when he has to come down, and he has to land safely. Moshe Rabbeinu knows how to do that perfectly. He knows how to take off, and he knows how to land perfectly, with no turbulence, no bumps, no nothing. He takes off perfectly, and he can land perfectly. You know, sometimes you're in the plane and they land, you don't even realize that they landed. Right? You ever know that sometimes the pilots are so good. They're so good. They go down and we landed. Yeah, you'll feel the plane stopping and all that. Okay, but you don't feel no bounce or anything, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is perfect in takeoff and perfect in landing. Baki ba'aya, baki b'nafik. B'chinasim esek shemayim shamata. If you're going on your way up, and you're going to Shemayim, you're going up to heaven, you're going up. That's the ascent, right? That's the ascent. No Hashem is there. And then when you're landing, know that no matter where you land, how far down you go, Hashem is there too. That's the main thing to know. Hashem is anywhere you go. Maloi chol aretz kavayda. HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills the entire world. He fills all worlds and surrounds all worlds with His light. Shezeu gam kein bechinas nekuda elyoina nekuda tachtoina. That's another idea of nekuda elyoina tachtoina. Baki berotzui, of course, is on top. Baki b'shav is the bottom one, right? You understand? He's giving you another connection. What is the idea again of up and down? Baki berotzi, getting close to Hashem. That's up. Falling down, really falling down, that's the lower one. That's the lower yud on the aleph. And that's you'll find in lesson 88. Okay, so Rav Nosson's blending here lesson 88 and lesson 6 together. All right, so let's see. V'chol v'al kein kisheroitze l'shor kayim b'kedushas yadusay. If a person wants to be a faithful Jew, he wants to be a faithful Jew. Tzorech lizbol b'chol pam b'zyoynes shvichas dam harbe b'chol pamei chodesh. He's going to constantly be ridiculed. The person will constantly be ridiculed. Whether it'll be ridiculed by the world, whether it'll be ridiculed by the government, whether it'll be ridiculed by the UN, whether it'll be ridiculed by his friends, whether it'll be ridiculed by his children, it'll be ridiculed by his wife. It doesn't matter. There's something's going to happen all the time. Because why? You have to do tshuva on the tshuva. We learned this idea, right? You do tshuva once, that's good. But now you have to do tshuva ala tshuva. You have to do tshuva on the tshuva. How I did this tshuva in the first place. I didn't realize how great Hashem was. I had no idea how great Hashem was. And I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how great the Rebbeinu Shalom. You hear these words? It's because most people, when they do tshuva initially, their tshuva is not the right tshuva. Well, we can all relate to this, right? Person realized something, he was doing something on Shabbos, and he realized, oy vey, I was violating Shabbos, oy vey. So he says, I'm sorry, Hashem. Then when he learns and he sees how grave that situation was, he says, that's how I apologize to you, Hashem? So I apologize again and again until I get it right. The same way the fruits come every year again. The fruits come again every year. We have the opportunity to make rectifications. This tshuva on the tshuva, the same thing. See how all this is all connected? Even when the person says, I sin. Hashem, I sin. Chatasi, I sin. I can't say it without any purely. I can't say it purely. There's going to be some kind of draw, some kind of impurity in there. There'll be some kind of, how would you say that, Shalom? Some kind of impurity, believe pniya. No self-interest.
It says the slightest ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive. Yeah, I love that. Okay. No ulterior motive. Good. Al came bevadai tzrichin lasais kam upon him tshuva. Therefore, you have to do tshuva again and again and again. Ala tshuva. Ad shezeich aliyah tshuva b'shleimus, until you can come to the final tshuva. That you realize what you did, and there's no. What was the word you used?
Ulterior motive.
No ulterior motive. The motive is I want to get closer to you, Hashem. That's not an ulterior motive. I don't want to be punished. That's ulterior motive. A person does vidui, he confesses without any ulterior motive. He confesses without any ulterior. The only motive I have is I want to come close to you, Hashem. Ki kol adam yochel lahavin zois batzmai she yefshel liskois lezeh b'pam achas oy b'shtei pam. A person would really, if they want to be honest with themselves, they'll realize they can't come to this the first time or the second time. V'alavai yiskel lezeh b'emes kama shonim. And Mirz Hashem, hopefully after many years, the same way the fruits come every year, hopefully after many years I'm working on my tshuva, I'll finally get it right. Halavai, I get it right. Halavai, I get my tshuva right. Person thinks he did something wrong. I said, I'm sorry. That's good. It's good. But is that real tshuva? That's the beginning. That's the beginning. I admit I made a mistake. Now I have to work on the rectification. That takes time. Even someone that did tshuva completely. Hu tzarech adayin laseish tshuva ala tshuva dahainu laseish tshuva ala sagosai harishayna. My original understanding. I have to do tshuva on my original understanding. What I initially understood, was not correct. You understand that? You see this? In other words, I have to do tshuva on the way I understood my problem. I didn't even understand what my problem was. You have to know this halacha of how to go up and down, how to understand how I get closer to Hashem, and then I got to know my place, how to come back down. Again, the aleph. The Aleph is the upper Yud and the lower Yud. And the Vav in between is the connector. Or it's the idea we said is the Ayel Mayim. Or we can say the Vav in the middle is the embarrassment that the person has to endure. But Tzaddik, a true Tzaddik, it merits this, that he gets it with the highest level, that there's no other level higher than that. He comes to it on the highest degree. But the Tzaddik, again, even on the Tzaddik, the great person, even the Tzaddik, when he did tshuva the first time, he's saying he's sorry. And he came to the ultimate tshuva, but he's still saying he's sorry. Why? I didn't understand what I understand now when I first started. How did I apologize that way when I first started? He reached the tshuva, but he's still doing tshuva again. Hence, we always do, a person goes through Yom Kippur, right? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgives us. And right after Yom Kippur, say, Slach lo namini ki chatanu. That's tshuva on the tshuva. That's the perfect example of tshuva. I don't have any sins. Oh, but I'm doing now tshuva on the way I did tshuva before Yom Kippur. Now I understand. I said Hashem Elokim 7 times. I said Baruch Shem, right? I said I did. Now I understand you, Hashem, on a different level. And that's the way I apologize to you, Hashem. Slach lo namini ki chatanu. I sinned. It's so beautiful to understand this. It's so beautiful to understand how we're really working our lives to get closer to Hashem, and the whole program is just to get us closer to Hashem. It's so beautiful. No, isn't it, David? What do you think? It's a beautiful idea how to get closer to Hashem. Even the tzaddikim are constantly doing tshuva on their tshuva. That's how I apologize to you. And that's how you're supposed to work every time, constantly do tshuva on the tshuva. We say when we put away the Torah, we say Hashivenu Hashem Elecha V'Nashuva. Hashivenu Hashem Elecha V'Nashuva. What is that V'Nashuva? Hashivenu Hashem Elecha. Right, Shalom, what does that mean? Hashivenu Elecha V'Nashuva. What does that mean? Bring me back to you, right? V'Nashuva, and then bring me back. That's tshuva ala tshuva. That's what that's hinting to. Bring me back, and then bring me back on the way that I was before you brought me back. When a person thinks there is no other level, he says, who knows what else is after this? Because again, no one can ever understand Hashem Yisbarach's a full understanding of the Rabbeinu Sheleimah. Kasher shamati mimenu zechreinu levracha bazeh. As I heard, that's Rabbi Nosson saying that he heard from Rabbi Nachman on this. Kumevayim mizeh b'sichosav hakedoshis b'sefer Chaim Moharan, as he wrote in Sefer Chaim Moharan, right? And that's the book. Chaim Moharan is the book Tzaddik. That's the book Tzaddik. If you want to look it up, it's on the letter 267. 267. If you want to see this idea, you can see this idea in Sichas Haran. Also, in the book Sichas Haran is how do they translate that in English? Wisdom. There we go. Wisdom. In that one, it's 159. Okay. Whoever is connected to the real tzaddik. It doesn't matter what happened to the person. If he stays connected to the tzaddik, he'll come to his tikkun that he's supposed to come to, because he's always constantly enduring the embarrassment. He doesn't care. He's constantly staying with the program, and he's expecting to get embarrassed, and he knows how to weather the storm when the storm comes. So he'll always be connected. I think we'll stop over here because the lesson goes. It's a pretty long lesson. What?
Long lesson.
It's a long lesson, so we'll pick it up We ended at the end of a paragraph, David?
Yeah.
We did. The Chol Misha, we're up to Kamai Kain Tzrich and Leah's Baki Barotzi. That's what we're up to. The same way I have to be a Baki Barotzi, I have to be a Baki, an expert on coming closer to Hashem. That's what we're up to. You got it, Mordechai?
Not yet.
Bottom of 570.
Okay, you got it. Okay, David, can I use your pen for a second? Thank you very much. There we go. Okay, let's mark it. Okay, and then we'll pick this up. Okay, it's open. Okay, there we go. Okay, and Mitzvah Hashem, we'll finish this lesson tonight. It's an amazing lesson. If you have time today to read lesson 6, I don't know if you have time. If you have time to look at lesson 6, and you just learn what we learned, and you'll read lesson 6, it'll mean so much. It's so beautiful. Really, it's just so beautiful. Lesson 6. It's so beautiful. If you have time to do that, and then read lesson 87 and 88 on the second book as well. Okay.
This is
Lesson 6 on the first book.
Lesson book 6 on the first book, yeah. Reb Chaim is going to probably start that lesson in 2 or 3 weeks. He'll probably start that lesson. The Korev El Yeshua. Okay, that's the name of the lesson. Okay, we are learning Likutey, the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We are now in 33, Lamed Gimel 33. And we are learning Devarim Asurim Mishum Sakana, things that we should stay away from because they contain a sense of danger to them, right? Okay. So we're learning now. Yesterday we learned Aleph. Today we're up to Beis. Kisha'oichel dogim. So let's say you had some fish. You had a piece of salmon. You had a gefilte fish, you had some tuna fish, whatever you ate some kind of fish. Or you had a salami sandwich, and then you wanted to have some tuna fish. What do you do? Yesh le'echol beinayim ktsas pas. Eat between them a little bit of bread. Listen to this. Eat a little bit of bread. Velishtois eze mashka, and drink some kind of drink, some kind of liquid. Eze mashka, some kind of liquid, right? That's where the idea came to. Where on Shabbos, after the fish, people take a l'chaim. That's where it came from. They take a little l'chaim for this halacha, because in between you want to watch it. Because he says now. Yeah. He says eze mashka. He doesn't tell you have to. Yeah, he calls it mashke, right? What do you call drinks? Mashke, eze mashke. They gotta tell you. See, it's in Shulchan Aruch. I have to have some liquor. See that? Tahave kinuach v'hadocha. So therefore, it'll be kinuach, not dessert. Kinuach, it'll cleanse. Isn't it interesting? The word kinuach, right? Kinuach, we have in Hebrew. You call the desserts called kinuach. Right, so where does it come from? The word from kino, from cleansing. It cleanses out it cleanses the mouth. It cleanses everything. And it's like almost like rinsing, like where's that duck? Like rinsing the mouth.
Mouthwash.
Like a rinse. It's cleaning out the mouth. You're eating something, so you're cleaning the bread. The bread in the mouth. When you eat it, it picks up all of the pieces of the fish that's left or the pieces of meat that's left, and then you take the drink to wash it down, so therefore you're not going to have the sakana of having the meat together with the fish. You understand that? So here, hence you have the idea of having the mashka after you have the fish on Shabbos. Now we understand where it comes from, okay? And if you want, listen, if you want to use it, if you want to have your mashka on Shabbos, so you take this out, show you why. You see, I have to have a shot on Shabbos. Here it says it in the Shulchan Aruch. See that? Right? Okay. Anyway, listen, it's good to laugh a little bit also, right? Everyone have a wonderful day. We should all have Besorah Tovot, and everyone should be healthy and well.
Amen.